All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Good afternoon, good evening. If you're watching us from Zambia, please share this. This is the highly requested topic. My name is Priska. This is the Insaka Talk Show. Let me say hello to my beautiful co-host of the Insaka Talk Show. They owe me money too. Now, all the way, the vice president of Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth area, Miss Nelly, Mrs. Nelly Matatila Bartholomew. You look amazing. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to have you guys again. And thank you for all of you that are watching all over the world. Don't forget to share.
And the president herself, Madame Irene White, always in green. Green is the color for money. She said she'll be wearing green all this year because now Beola this. Irene White in the studio. How are you?
I'm good, my love. Thank you so much, you guys. This has been an amazing journey. We appreciate all of you that follow us, that watch us, that support us, and keep on doing that because we need you just as much as you need us, I guess. Thank you.
And the manager of New Jersey. I always call her William Sonda Hope Foundation. Guys, she's got an amazing foundation. Winnie, welcome to the studio. How are you?
I'm good. Yes. The manager of New Jersey in Tri-State. Mm-hmm. No, I'm good. It's a beautiful Sunday.
Yeah. And I said this on purpose, guys. We are part of our community, anything that's happened in the growing. So we all have positions and things that we do. Like Nelly always said, this show is for you guys, the Insaka Talk Show. We decided to come up with this show so we can talk about uncomfortable conversations, things that people don't want to talk about. Last week, people were like, thank you so much for talking about it. And this week, we are talking about what to do with people who borrow money and don't want to pay back. Now, everybody's situation is different. It's not that we are sebanyaing you, we are putting you on the blast, but we're just saying when you tell somebody, please give me this and I'll give it back to you, don't give it back. Before we go any further, any community news in your neighborhood, you guys?
Yes. Winnie, you want to start before I go?
In my community, I just need unity, but so far, nothing. Everybody's doing fine. We had a funeral yesterday. It's done, and we're moving on, and that's it. Everybody's good.
Good. Peace. We need peace in this world.
Yeah.
Irene?
Exactly.
No, nothing. Just snow, bad snow, every time snow. We're good. We're used to it.
Madam Nelly?
I have some news in our community. So yesterday, you know how passionate we are about culture and tradition.
Yes.
And some of the things that we're doing here in the diaspora is we are trying to keep our culture alive through Amafunde when somebody's about to get married. So a friend of ours has a daughter who is getting married, and we had Amafunde, we had Dukuchesha, and we had a kitchen party. And so I just wanted to share a picture of when the ladies got together. And I want to shout out to the ladies, the drummers from DMV. Priska, I don't want to butcher their names.
Those are our people.
Yes, those are definitely. There's Madame Kupi there. My mom was also in Achimbusa that day. So yeah, this was really amazing. We had a great time, and let's keep the hope alive. There is what really touched me was there's a little girl. She's about 8 or 9 years old, and her dad is Zambian and her mom is Filipino. And I love how they are teaching her the culture. She can speak fluent Filipino and English. She was born here. Wow. And yesterday when we were, dancing and stuff, she danced where she was going like this and like that. And she went down, she wore a pretty Chitenge dress. I have a video, but I have to get the permission from the parents. If I do have the permission, we shall post it on Insaka. Very beautiful.
How old is she?
I think she's about 8 or 9.
Cute, nice.
Beautiful culture. Bali mutayiro mwana endalama.
We have to start them early.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On to the next icebreaker questions. Do you guys know the difference between borrowing and lending? Could you borrow me? Can you lend me some money? I lent you some money. Could you borrow me some money? What is the difference? And you guys in the comments, please share with us. It's a very confusing word. Between borrow and lend is very confusing.
Yep. Yeah, I think people always mix the two up from time to time. So to help you clarify, but we do want to know if you know the difference, right? So basically, this is how we break it down. Lending, the lender is the person that is giving out or giving somebody in need of the money at that time. The borrower is the person that who's getting from ule kongola. Abale kongwesha ni ba lenda. Abale kongola ni ba borrower. Okay? All right.
Me, whether they've used the word "can you lend me" or "can you borrow me," they never pay me back.
Including you, the Insaka ladies. You
Jay.
owe me money. Insaka, you cannot come here and talk about what you do with people who borrow money and don't pay back. You owe me money. So
what are you gonna do?
1, 2, 3, ladies, bantomazan.
I just zelled you. I don't want to hear Irene is part of this borrowing and lending.
Read it. Let me check. Winnie,
You know what?
Guys, you made me by force, by fire. I did not ask for this position. You just appointed me that everybody knows I pinned. You owe me money. So before the end of the show, I want to see that Zelle notification.
Damn. So you were really like in your topic.
He wants to see the cash a lot.
I just said the nerve.
I tell you.
I know this was a requested topic, and I said the nerve of us sitting here. I actually ought to the Insaka too as well. So,
the nerve of talking about borrowing money.
I actually also, I will pay at the end of the day. We'll be the example. We'll set an example if we have paid. Yeah.
So,
all right.
So speaking of moving on, how were you different 5 years ago? How would somebody say, you know what, I knew Priska way back then. We used to work over here together. And how would they say you're different from when you were then till now?
The maturity level. I realized in my 40s, they're just things that I will not settle for. I speak my mind. Finances.
Ching, 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 ching. The bell has to ring.
Click.
Keep your mind, girl.
I get angry very quickly. I can go from 0 to 10. And Nelly, what did you say? Bah, 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 bah. But these days, I will sit down and think about it and put myself in Nelly's position. How would Nelly have done it? And I think I've learned to understand and be considerate. Financial wise, I've learned like you have to save money for rainy days. Is this a need or is this a want?
A want.
And I really just don't like to get into confrontations. They just, somebody says, oh, Nelly said this, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't even have to say anything to Nelly. I don't have to prove anything to her. That's the person that I am. 5 years ago, blah, Nelly, watch on that chat. Are you now I'm glad she said that block.
Irene, what about you?
Well, I think I'm still the same, Irene. I think you guys, as my friends and co-hosts, you know me very well. I'm not very confrontational. And I think all of you have prompted me to try and do that so that I can be a little bit more feisty, which I am not. The past 5 years, my growth has been, I'm a giver, but the five years I've told myself I'll give more because I think I have reached a level where I understand poverty worldwide, especially in Zambia. There's poverty because I know of my nieces and nephews. So the poverty that they go through, I know somebody else is going through the same poverty. That's the reason why you see me give. I just don't give. It's something that I've told myself every year, this is what I'm going to do. But I have a limit. I don't just send. I know how much I have every month to give. And the first people that come first, they're given. If not, then you have to wait another month. But I've grown into a very pushy person. Let me just say pushy, because before I used to like act after, but now I would act right then. And I think I'll give it to my co-host. They've been telling me, Irene, speak your mind, speak your mind. Now, sometimes if it's Nelly or Winnie or Priska, that's it. I'll be like, hey, I'm still talking.
I have to change their into.
But thank you so much for pushing my buttons, because I've been very skeptical about that, but I appreciate you guys for doing that.
What about you, Winnie? And please don't take the whole time.
Then we're in for taking 5 minutes.
Try me.
So I think for me, spiritually, and then because people took advantage and took me for granted for many years, and I was a given in so many ways. And then it's something that I started praying. So as you know, every year I go through my prayers where I block stuff. I just like, it's a 21 days that I pray. So spiritually, my growth is really skyrocketing, that I don't care how you say about me, how you don't like me, because I believe if God loves me for who I am, I'm his child, I'm good. And that is, I've started giving tithe. Guys, it's good to live on 90%. It's not our money. It's not our world. We came here with nothing, and God only asked for 10%. So I'm learning, faithfully giving my 10%. And you know what? I don't have much, but
you
I
owe
know
me money. Don't say that.
she shouldn't be but like, I don't go to like anybody else and or I take care of my kids, because you know what, God is sustaining me because I'm able to give my 10%. So spiritually, and that is the best thing. And if everybody else,
that's powerful. That's a good one. Nelly?
Yeah, before I go, I always like to acknowledge our Insaka family, Charity Hamatwi. Says, greetings, gorgeous queens. Blessed Sunday. Thank you, Charity. We appreciate you.
Charity.
You want to take that one, Irene?
Oh, hello, beautiful queens. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much, Princess. Happy Sunday to you too.
Yeah, for me, 5 years ago, I think what has really changed is I'm also learning the ability to say no. Yeah, and I'll say it in different languages. I'll be like, mba, no, mba.
How do you say no, Mchilamba?
Shkwete.
How do you say no, Mchilamba?
It's just the way you pronounce it.
I love that. All right. The next one. What do you have a bad attitude about, Winnie?
And
guys, let me these icebreaker questions, sorry, Winnie, not to cut you short, is for us to also get to know us, who we are, what we're all about. So the icebreaking questions, that's what Winnie, go ahead.
No, for me, it's like when I'm mad, I think you guys know, I don't get mad oftenly, but when somebody touched something, I will express my feelings and I just shut down. And that attitude comes out. I don't know. If it's
when they do what to you?
When they make her mad.
When you push me.
You do what?
Button. I become quiet. I shut down. When I'm really, really upset, I shut down. And it's something that I learned, because before I used to like, now I'll shout out, talk back. But when it really hurts me now, I learn to this, like, I shut down and then I go and talk about it. So I have that attitude. And if I don't like you, you won't even see me on your face. That's it.
Irene, what do you have a bad attitude about?
I think it's similar to Winnie. I keep quiet. And I think for me, it's a strategy, because when I keep quiet, I'm processing what to do next. And normally I brush it off. I quickly brush it off and I'm normal. Because I think when you react right there and then, when the emotions are very high, you might say something that you regret. So the best thing is to keep quiet, kind of breathe, and then go to the next thing.
I think you guys misunderstood the question. I'll answer it. I have a bad attitude when people touch my walls. Don't
Hey.
touch. Don't come.
Yeah, it's more like what's your pet peeve?
Oh.
Yeah. Don't, when people touch my walls and disrespectful people. If you disrespect me, I will have an attitude. I'll just look at you like.
No, but Priska, shutting down, keeping quiet is a bad attitude because you feel so bad if you're angry at me and you're talking to me about what you think I did wrong. And then I just go mute. That's a bad attitude. It's very bad. I know it's bad.
I think I personally don't consider it a bad attitude. I think it's actually a defense mechanism.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, so no, and let me explain. I think it's a defense mechanism because this is how it's your communication style. And it's actually a good communication style to keep quiet when you're upset. Because na Bible like you can say really, really hurtful things.
Yes.
But it's better you internalize, give yourself time to process, and then, anyway, in it, I have a pet peeve about Ichibe, Chipuki. Like, I have a big nose. So, I can't stand when somebody is near me. I feel personally,
you feel violated.
I couldn't even find the English word for it. That's how you know how serious it is.
I feel violated.
Tonga, I try to watch Pookie. Don't come close to me, please.
But I'll say something about your Nelly. Kuzambia, but taxi driver, and I started up on bus. Everybody say me, but I talk about that's it. And yay! And I said, no, I think we're not the next
stop. Why you in a bus? Ruth Kapaza says, "Hello, ladies. Irene, month end in days. I don't know what she's coming for. I don't know what.
Yeah, she gives money on the month end.
You have Ruth. Let me tell you, if you're coming, bring kapenta, isabi, nefingwala, whatever I need, because you've already announced you're coming, so you cannot hide.
Melanin Queen
says, good evening, my beautiful ladies. Sorry. And what does Sandra say? Sandra is saying fake people shut down and delete you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, she's calling you fake, Winnie.
I'll come back for the next one. We have another one coming.
Sandra.
All right, guys. So I think let's go to trending topics. I think we have a lot of good stuff to share. And some of them are very motivating. As usual, we bring a lot of trending topics from different walks just to share with the world. Some people don't watch the news, so they learn from us. So it's very good for us to bring different stories about the trending topics. So we're going to share the first trending topics. Who's going to take up this one?
Tonto DK. Do you guys remember Tonto DK? She was, in her time, she was like kind of like Rita Dominic kind of style of acting, Nigerian actress, very beautiful. But she went through, she was married, but apparently she opened up about how her marriage was abusive, how her husband, ex-husband was abusive to her. And who wants to share more about it?
So for me, I found it very powerful for her as a woman that in African women, we have a tendency of covering things up. Even if things are not okay because they said the marriage will never work or you never get married, you just in that Shipikisha club to just cover it up.
Yeah.
And we don't share. So for me, I felt it was very powerful for her to come out and said, yes, I lied. Yes, I covered up on my marriage, but this is what happened. So for a person that's never been through that, you can see the signs and be like, you know what? These are the red flags. She paid for the wedding. The pictures that she was posting, my husband bought me a car. She bought the car herself. And then she found out that it was a Yahoo boy, the 419 boys. I just don't understand from the time you're dating to the time you're getting married. That's the part that I'm confused about. You don't know what your husband does. And he was involved into some diabolical things, wearing a red cloth, chanting, doing the mugu. So for me, her speaking up and saying, I went through this is what's happening, and putting it out there, for me, it's very powerful. And I applaud her for doing that. I don't know.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to just share real quick. We have Teddy Nyambe. He says he's watching from Fort Collins. I'm not sure where Fort Collins is. What state is that, Teddy? Could you tell us, please?
Hi, Teddy.
No options in the, yeah.
All right. So next trending topic, Mutale Mwanza launches her reality show.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mutale Mwanza, on that. And of course, some of the Zambian vloggers had some interesting things to say about it. One of the things that I would like to call out is what Mr. Simon Mwera Lane, or Simon Mwera Lane Television, said about it, and I kind of agree with him.
I know.
Like in the documentary except she paints a picture of like she's a victim of, or of bullying or but at the end of the day, you're the one who perpetuates yourself in that way, right? You like to show yourself looking sexy, half naked, and da. So if people talk about you, don't get mad and say, "Oh, tashani." Anyway,
I don't think she's a hustler. She just hustles. She's just a hustler. She feels like
hustler if I Nelly for Nelly's like, you are a hustler. Why are you gonna come here and be a victim?
Mm-hmm.
Or you got your own hustle who died long time ago. Oh, daddy, but you're busy twerking performing the whole world to watch. Come on, girl, sit down. Go make money. However you want to make money. Stop the nonsense. You're a grown woman. Go make the money. We are not stopping you. We are the Insaka ladies.
Anyway, speak for yourself in this one. Don't say I'm winning.
I am winning Sonda on this one. You want to go hustle, go make your money, but stop being a victim for nonsense. You're twerking the whole world to see. You have a son. Come on, lady. You can make money how you want. Kim Kardashian made it one time. Go do some 6-step then if you want. Stop making us, twerking. Oh, my daddy. Oh, I'm making a... Listen, we'll be watching.
So people think it's a way of her justifying herself. Mutale is one person that doesn't respond to people. Like they will write this, they will say this, they will say this. So like enough is enough. So she feels like she should speak her mind and tell people her side of the story. Maybe somebody said twerk, I'll give you $100.
Yeah, who knows? And that's why I quit. I have.
And it paid some bills. Okay, Teddy says he's watching from Colorado. Thanks, Teddy.
Thank you, Teddy.
All right, the Bratz, guys. She is pregnant at 48. Wow, congratulations, girl.
48, girl.
Who's sperm though?
So apparently, I listened to a little clip on what they were talking about. I think they had a miscarriage. I think a few months ago, a few years ago. So the reason why she's the one who's carrying is because the wife had some medical challenges, and then she had fibroids, but her fibroids were away from the womb. So they decided between the two for her to carry because the wife has 3 kids. So she wanted the brat to feel that whole feeling of being a mother and the whole nine. But she was funny about it. She's like, why don't you just be the one to do this? Because you've already popped 3 babies. So the 4th one will just go like, Broop.
Yeah, but who's the father? It's still not Judy's child.
Yeah, no. I think it's probably
it's probably an anonymous donor.
Anonymous donor, yeah.
Okay. Moving on, guys, because we have some nurses obtaining fake licenses from Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, I think guys, we know there's money in nursing, but seriously, this is a profession that you cannot afford to cut corners, right? We are talking about people's lives here.
Yeah.
If you don't have the heart to be a nurse, don't be a nurse.
No.
If you don't have the proper qualifications to be a nurse, you cannot cut corners on this.
It's the money. I actually know 2 people that went to Florida. So now what? I'm a nurse, and now we're all, you probably go to jail.
You know, something like
For
that
life.
happened here in Chicago as well. I know some people that are nurses, but you know, like they cannot even pronounce tetracycline. Sorry.
Nursing.
You gotta know these words. If you tell me to pronounce a medical word, of course I'm gonna butcher it because I'm not in the medical field. But you're in the medical field and you're like, this is Vasista.
It's a very, and the nerve of you thinking it's okay for you to go and take chances with somebody's life.
Exactly.
To make the $100 an hour.
Yeah.
Nurses, people that went to nursing school, it is not easy. It's so hard. Some people lost relationship because of studying, and you're just gonna be like, okay, boom, I'm going to do this. Yeah.
I know. I went to the ER. I was unwell last week, and I had to go to the ER. And that is the worst service I have ever had. Worst, absolute worst. So yeah, if you don't have the heart, honestly, guys, even, you know, God will bless if whatever you do, even if you're a janitor and you give it your 100%, you find blessing in that.
Yes.
Joseph was a servant.
Yes.
He gave it 100% when he was a servant in Egypt. Guess what? So do everything you do wholeheartedly. Don't go for the money. Go for the passion. The money will come.
David was what? He was a caretaker of the ships, guys. You really have to give whatever you do all 100%. Stop faking. This is why we say, don't worry. We got you. We got you the next time.
You know, if it's the uniform that you love to work in the hospital, there's so many positions in the hospital that you can still wear scrubs.
Yes.
Wear scrubs and work in the kitchen, wear scrubs and sweep the floors, but don't wear scrubs and start attending to serious health issues.
It's about the money. It was just about, it's not even about scrubs, but we're getting ready to go to commercial. What else?
I just wanted to acknowledge Teddy Nyambe. He says Fort Collins is in Colorado. I didn't even know that. Yeah, it's in Colorado.
Some island somewhere.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was curious.
I think before we go to anywhere, there's a trending that was going on in the diaspora a little bit. I think our friend of the show, Alice, was going through something with Priska. Maybe you can take up that story if you.
No, you brought up the topic.
Okay, I'll just say it. I saw her crying. She's our friend and a friend to the show, and this story is about this young man. I don't know if I have to say it or should I. Like, I just say it's stop bullying, stop online bullying, because you don't know how much you're hating a friend. It's not okay. You know, you can't be in the office of the government and you're bullying young women. It doesn't matter what they did. Come on, guys. When you're in that office is very respectful. We respect that office. So stop bullying. Cyberbullying is not okay. So
there's a little bit of a history. I just wanted you to talk about it, then I follow up. I didn't want to be the one to start it.
Okay.
So they used to know each other, which is so sad. And one of the topics that was highly requested was friendship and frenemies, which we're going to talk about. We cannot be friends today. He went to South Africa. She took him around and he saw that she really works. For some reason, I don't know if he liked her, she didn't like him. However, the friendship broke, or they were not friends. According to her, they didn't even fight. They just started writing about her. It is so wrong. If you have not sat there and witnessed her do that, don't accuse her of doing something. Alice is a model. She's going to wear bikini. She's going to wear short clothes. She's going to show off her body because that's her job. It doesn't mean she's a prostitute.
Yep.
And for you, a man that went to prison for defamation of character, you come out, you work for the office, like Winnie said. At what point do people say enough is enough, stop it? So cyberbullying, guys, is a crime. It is so sad. You don't know what somebody's going through. She went through depression. She just went through so much. And now you add on. You need to stop. Chilla, stop it.
And you know, for people that don't know Alice, she's actually a very humble go in person. You know, you have to understand that whatever she does on social media is just for her to for her social media viewers.
Yep.
But in person, she's very respectful. She's very sweet. She's the opposite of what you see. So for her, it's very personal because she feels like, why talk about me like that? Do you know me? Do you really know me?
But
Maybe
that's the
you
point.
need,
He knows her because they used to be friends.
yeah,
So
but friends doesn't
maybe
mean
but
you
that's
know
what I'm saying. That's why it probably hurts her.
Yeah.
Because look, if you and I have hung out, you've been to my house, there are things that we share as friends, right? And then suddenly you go and start writing derogatory things about me. I think that's even more painful than a stranger, some random person who knows nothing about you, but they see you on social media and write about you.
Well, stop.
I think of
I'm a bully. Stop.
And we need to normalize this of if somebody is abusing a woman. First of all, I'm a woman first before I'm anything else.
Yeah.
And so the women that are actually supporting Chela's nonsense, talking about Alice, and you know you're a woman, you'll be that tomorrow. So it's time women stood together and say enough is enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
we'll be right back. We'll go on commercial break and we'll be back. Vibrant Funding, if you have a nonprofit organization, please remember you can get in touch with them. They'll help you get registered. They help you get funds. Yep, that's Vibrant. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health, and human services sectors? Do you need grant funding for your organization? Or do you need help developing programs to help you raise money for your nonprofit organization? At Vibrant Funding, our mission is to connect our nonprofit partners in the education, health, and human services sectors to the financial resources required to achieve their mission. We support nonprofit organizations based in and operating in the United States and Africa. We offer the following services to new and established organizations: program development, donor engagement and retention, grants research and writing. Contact us at www.vibrant-funding.com or email us at info@vibrant-funding.com. Call us at 404-751-6802 to learn more about our services and how we can help you to have an impact on the world. Vibrant Funding, connecting donors and nonprofits.
Hello and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Insaka Talk Show. If you're just joining us, today we are talking about what to do with people who borrow money and don't pay back. This is a highly requested topic. Guys, what are the tips of determine the reason for borrowing? Irene?
We know very well that we have friends that always borrow. All right. If I know that you're not working, you're struggling, and there's some financial issues that you're going, that I know about, and you genuinely come to me and say, I'm short of rent, that's a different story. But there's a party on Saturday, you don't have anything to wear, and then because it's a theme, everybody does theme. Oh, it's all black, it's all white, and then you don't have something white. Then you say, I want to go to that party, but I don't have clothes. So can you borrow me some money? I am now giving you. Because yes, there's no need for me to give you to go and waste money on lavish things. But if you're borrowing money for food, I'll tell you, don't borrow. I'll just give it to you. Don't give back. Because borrowing is a different story. So I'd rather you just tell me I'm short, and I'll tell you, look, you're short how much? 200. I can afford $100. Don't give it back. Go and look for the other 100. I rest my case.
Again, it's not a need, it's a want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do want to say this before we get started on this. Like Priska said, this is a highly requested topic, and that's the reason why we brought it up. But we do want to put a disclaimer. All of us here have borrowed at some point. All of us here have been in need. All of us on this platform have fallen short at some point. And I'm very grateful to friends and family that have run to my aid when I needed it.
Yes.
So it's not like today no, that's not what we're doing. We just want to make wait. Buka win. Shivuka. I know you and me both.
This lady, I can't.
My voice is even half gone. But yeah, we just want to make it clear. We've been down that path before. So we are in no way, shape, or form putting down people that borrow. We are strictly talking about people that borrow and act like they forgot.
Yeah.
They have selective amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you all.
Like I forgot about your money and I paid you. You guys, you put me on blast. Irene, you owe me money, and I totally forgot about it.
How do you forget to owe somebody money though?
No, I don't know. Because it wasn't like she gave it to me. I think it was for something, and then she reminded me. I'm like, I am so sorry. But after what she said, I'm like, we could take you know what I did? First, I gave her money and I gave her $2 tip. Ask her, I gave her $2 tip. I beg.
How do you forget you owe somebody money?
It happens, especially in a situation. It's not like Halila, but like watch, just like you're doing things and like, oh, not that I know I owe you, but I'll give it to you. And then just every time you want to do it, you forget. But not like not forgetting.
Yeah.
I do that. I forget. Let me I take that back because I just thought about somebody I owe $20.
Exactly my point.
So, and then Priska, let me just say, we end up with we owe you money. Priska, you are the worst one. He na love to me number in. You will allow of Priska. Na phone bill to allow of yeah. Him, we know what no, like you like that kind of thing whereby you just forget. It's not like you really mean to forget about it.
I understand. But I take it back. I apologize.
In this one, right? For me, I'll say like mwano muntu dinner, and then didn't check, didn't impia kunganda.
Who?
I know, right?
How are you gonna go pinda them?
I don't have a problem.
Very well. You text, you call, you can email. There are different ways of doing it. Or you could just show up at the house and say, restaurant.
I know.
So, guys, Melanin Queen says, money and friendship don't mix.
Yeah.
Well, I agree and I disagree, and I'll tell you why later, because we do have this tip. So we have, this is one of the tips that we want to talk about is you need to determine if the person that you are lending money to is actually gainfully employed. And when you say gainfully employed, they could be a business person, they could be an entrepreneur. Like when you go to the bank, they'll ask you, if you ask for a loan, how do you plan to pay back? Right? So you have to give some kind of, yeah. So that's a tip number one. Now we realize that these are tips that you need to put into place before you actually give somebody money. We still have something further in the show that's going to show you how and you didn't use these tips. How do you now get your money? We're going to get into that. So guys, do you have anything to say about this one, ladies, before we move to the next?
I do. If you remember, if you lived in Copperbell or in Lusaka, I was a zoo. Because my mother, I remember a long time ago, they'll buy like those my buckets where people they used to use like bathtubs.
I'm a showmaker, not
I'm a showmaker.
If my bath if kalamba, those not showmakers. Showmakers are round.
The metal tubs.
Metal tubs.
Yes.
Yes.
They used to make those.
They used to make those. There's the Zulus. So there's Zulus. What they used to do, Zulus, I'll call them. They'll give you some. You pay in installment. So when they come to you, my mother used to tell me this story, and then you say you don't have money. They'll say, but my bafara yanga wala. So you're telling me you were sick, but you using my bath, you using my tub. So why are you not giving me my money? So I laughed when I spoke to my mom that we're gonna be having this topic. So if you give somebody money, just make sure you tell them I'm gonna give you this certain time, or if I don't have it, be real to your friend and tell them anka kopela. Not to
yeah.
This is my response.
That's a good one. A promise made is a debt unpaid.
Yes, Because the moment you say I'll give you on Friday, it doesn't mean that ngana kusanga pa Thursday. Nali kwe wati kakupela pa Friday. You still haven't paid me, madam. You haven't paid. So that's what it is.
Yeah. So does this mean, when does it turn into Nkongole when somebody says, and there are people in Zambia that owe us, you have this bad habit. You people that are on musicians, you owe us money. You're going to make beats for us. We've been waiting. You're going to make clothes for us. We paid you, which means we trusted you and we expect you to deliver. Now that you have not delivered the services that you were paid for, it has turned into Nkongole. You need to pay us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, like we've always said at Insaka, we aim to build, not really to break down. And so we're not saying specific names, but honestly, Ama Services, yes, rendered within 1 month to Kamireta Pano. But you know, if somebody pays for a service that is not provided, like Priska said, it turns into Nkongole. You owe me now. You know, you owe me for that service.
At this point, I don't even want your services because you don't have integrity. And what are you going to give me, something that really makes sense?
And the insulting part is that they take the money and they don't even call to say why they haven't done it. One day turns into like a year. It's been like 6 months, I think.
Oh, a year.
You know? A year, right? Yeah. So you should feel some kind of guilt to say, you know what? Let me call these ladies and tell them why I haven't done it. You know, that's a different way of approaching paying back.
All right, ladies, let's engage our Insaka family here. Sandra Sapao Tindwa says exactly, just like when you're asking for a line of credit, you need to be vetted. I think that's what she's referring to.
That's why some banks, she's a banker, she would know.
Irene?
But that's why banks don't do loans. You know, and the reason why they don't do loans, Kunoko America, they have to check your credit. They have to check all kinds of stuff before they give it to you. So the 2F, I need a loan for 10,000. You know, that's the reason why they do that. Don't borrow. You don't have money to pay.
Yep. And Ruth says the assumption that when we decide to go out, the arranger is paying the bill is not right. Hey,
that one. Them down.
You the mic droppy. No, like seriously, just because I put everything together does not mean that I'm paying for it. You all know that when we say we're going out to eat, we're going, be responsible, guys. Let's not make people feel like, oh, yeah.
Should you be upfront with them though at that point to say everybody's paying for your own bill? So and to get out of topic a little bit, what is so annoying is 5 of you are sitting, the bill is $500. Can we all just say everybody's paying $120? It doesn't matter what you ate.
Yes.
Oh, that thing.
Calculating $20. My bill was this.
I hate that.
That's what Maud says. Then somebody starts asking who ordered gratuity.
Yes, I know. You know, at that point, that's when I just say, you know what, I got it. I'll just pay. Because you know what, I just don't want the embarrassment of calculating a salad was $7.99. You calculate the tax, and who has time for that?
It does.
If you arrange this lunch meeting, 5 of you, talk about it. If one person doesn't have, you cannot talk about it like so and so doesn't have.
If you don't have.
Oh my God.
No, it's very hard.
A little disclaimer on that, though. A little disclaimer, guys, to be fair, right? I personally, I don't like it. But, you know, going back to how you were 5 years ago and how you are now, my perspective is different. Because me, I'm the kind of person, I would always just take the whole check. And
Yeah.
The first time I met Nelly, the check was
Big buyer.
$500. They were calculating. She was like, "Forget it." I said, "Well, see, $500."
Yeah.
I was because in Shadi Leko. But that's a good thing, though. From there, I had so much respect for you because you don't want to be calculating this. I'm grown. Let's just do this. And
Yeah, I
but Shadi Pili, but this sound fun guilt. I don't need
Of course.
order more.
Na wala watu wele kulanchi basta na take away. We gotta talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to say something.
Yeah, guys, I wanted to say disclaimer. For example, Muliten, right? Maybe one of you is not a drinker. They don't drink alcohol. Actually, no afia men shumuine or alechta fasting awini. Elo yemonomba muleno na munwa if forever musa na to number wine glasses 7. You know, and then this person drank water and they had a salad. Should they really pay equally with everybody?
I'll go that.
Or maybe not. You know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
No, I would do that. I'll say something on
if
that,
you
Nelly. I think
cocktails, sorry, Winnie. If everybody had, you all know we had two each, whatever, right? There may be a little variation in prices, but if you had an equal number of drinks, then I think it's fair to say let's split equally. But ngapari variation yako watu muno we adile fe ama chicken wings ya $9.99. What's our the ribeye at $39.99.
Nelly, we watch order chicken wings and ngachika la fekunganda because that day that we go out is to
Yes.
eat well. Why
Yes.
are you going to pick salads and water? And then when the bill comes, we have to say, no, stay at home. You can eat your chicken wings at home.
I was gonna say that exactly what you're saying, Irene, because Ganat we are out. I should know I should have $100 in my pocket.
Yes.
Most of the time, you guys,
Yes.
most of the time I'm doing my prayers or I'm fasting, which is I just go dry. I mean, maybe a salad with nothing.
Yeah.
So Ganat we are out. I'm not gonna just sit down there. We can't eat it. At least I should have $100 on the pocket to add up. Imanga mom fall so you say, when you're out, we put $50. But I shouldn't be expecting you guys that bill. That's bad. You need to pay equally.
Or you can say something. You can say, I ate salads and water.
No.
But I know, no, listen, you can say that, guys, I only had salads, but I know the bill is high. So instead of paying $20, I'll pay $50. Something like that.
I think to akokola pama salads na mesh. Sandra is saying, or when you lend them money and then when it's time to pay back, they say, I can give you food stamps.
Oh, Jesus. No.
Sandra, that's my friend Sandra.
That's illegal. But it happens all the time. Food stamps are a currency. I know. They gang up on you in the store.
I'll give you a little history because we had something going on in our community, like executives. So we're putting out some money, but it just happened that somebody bought stuff using a food stamp. It wasn't part of our executive. Oh my God. We have our people, people in my community. It was just by mistake. So you can't do that. You can't do that. It's illegal. You cannot give in Congole by a food stamp. No.
Somebody told me I'll pay. I did a hair, and I'm sorry, I'm talking about you. We know who you are. I've never been over this. Guys, I did a hair, used 100% Indian hair. The bill was $375. When she says I have food stamps.
Did I tell you I have no food at home?
She did say that?
I felt sorry for her. She says I have food stamps. It was
but
raining.
She should have negotiated that before. You understand? This is a discussion that we were talking about. Determine how they are going to pay you back.
Exactly.
When I was like, okay, I'll me, I was just like, okay, I'll take them. And I didn't want to go to the store with her. Needy go but I'll get them. Do you know I even never got those food stamps?
Oh, why?
That was it.
She lied?
No,
I will meet you tomorrow, or I ended up using them. I don't have them out.
Oh wow, she's a corn artist.
Yeah,
that's sad, Priska. Moving on, that's why some people request for collateral. If I'm going to give you a large, especially if it's a large sum of money that I'm lending you, maybe there should be some kind of collateral requested in case you are not able to pay. Now, I send motoka nganda.
Yeah.
Kuzambe wala senda my phone.
No, if you're Nelly, I'll say something, and I'm gonna say this one. My own mother, they hold me and my sister. We take care of my mom. Thank God for our lives. But mommy, I don't know what she wanted to do in her house to renovate. Everybody alone. She was a mistress. She was a mistress. She had way to get the money back. She put in the house. She only missed, and she didn't tell us.
She put the house as collateral.
She put the house as collateral. You know what? They almost took my mom's house. We had to pay about, I think it was 14,000 in 2 weeks because they were about to get the house. And then this is bad in Zambia. They are small loan banks in Zambia. They are losing their items. They've lost their homes. Please stop. Work hard. Save your money. Don't believe anybody who's saying pelenganda nkapoka mailo impia shangu ngore shali shupa. Problems comes every single day. So ngawako ngora wikinganda panshi family waka chuli lamo. Stop, guys. It happened to us and we learned a lesson. It was not worth it. It was something that I would say, 25,000 kwacha gonna pay in 3 months time. But that 25,000 came to 75,000 in 3 months time without us knowing. So stop, guys.
To add on, when you talk about losing your house, whatever you need the money for, is it worth you losing the house for? There are just some things that you can, but you don't have to go and borrow money from someone and use your home where your children are as collateral. Do you really need that money that much?
No.
You know, sometimes people feel like they do. Maybe, for example, a parent who's a single parent and they don't have school fees. I know that now in government schools, there's no longer the issue of school fees, but it's always been a big problem. You choose between your children getting educated and, saying, no, 12. So sometimes people they're in between a rock and a hard place. Right. But one of the things that we want to share with you is if somebody comes to you and they want to borrow money, make them sign a contract because word of mouth, and we're very famous for that, especially the people that we lend money to are people we know. Make them sign a contract. We always have Priska is one day na kwa amnesia. She says $200. So make them sign a contract, especially if it's a significant amount of money to you. That way, if it turns out that you end up in court, at least you have something to show that, hey, I gave you money and now you're not paying me back. One of the other things too is the question that we should answer before we give you solutions, right? Is should you lend money to friends and family? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Some people would say, like I said, much more comment before, that friends and money don't mix. I tend to disagree with that, right? And I'll tell you why. Umuntu, an acquaintance, cannot just come to you and ask you for money. On what basis? On what grounds? Yes, some people will try. But we typically, if we have a problem, we go to people who we think care about us, people who have our best interest at heart. And that's going to be your family and your friends, right? But in my family is muine. Special. So to feel and my friends muine. You have to. That's why all these tips we're giving you are necessary.
This is what they feel.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry. We had to. They feel entitled because they feel like they know what you do for a living. They know how much you make. So they feel like if I borrow $100 from so and so, after all, she makes a lot of money. She won't even bother to. Don't feel entitled. Even $10, if it's not your $10, give it back. Let me be the one to say, don't worry about it. But don't make that decision on your own. I beg.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of us had a story that when somebody about the money, they borrowed money. I'm not going to mention it, but I'm just going to brief on that little story. Somebody borrowed money and they say, they'll give the money back. And then the next time they came back, one of you guys said that story. And then when the person was like, okay, it's time for you to bring the money.
It was $1,000. I thought Walim paid.
I thought Walim paid.
A whole $1,000.
Yes.
They thought it was a gift.
No, and as a matter of fact, we had a conversation. I was like, this is a lot of money. He was like, just go ahead and transfer. I'm like, it's a lot of money. I transferred it. Next week came, I'm expecting the money to come in my account, thinking that I'm not even going to tell husband that the $1,000 was paid. Then the person came back and he was like, my husband was like, what about, I thought I didn't pay that. What do you mean? $1,000? Guys, you don't even know how hard we work. For me to sit here and stand and say, 1,000. I thought, well, when did that conversation take place? So
Yeah.
luckily, I'm not the one that went back and said, give me the money.
Mm.
Because me, I would have been, Basi, this is not what you said. $1,000.
I know. So Afrocentric Queen says never put the home you live in as collateral.
Mhm.
Most of these lenders put stipulations in fine legal terminology, knowing you won't understand it.
Yep.
Then strike when you least expect it. And that's evil.
Mhm.
We should learn to read fine prints, guys.
Yeah.
Contracts, we should learn to read them.
Yeah. So, what solutions do we have for you guys that you can take out of this show in regards to when somebody owes you money and they are not inclined to pay you back? Right. Some of the things you can do is request for a mediation. Okay. If you've been reaching out to this person time and time again, ask for a meeting. Waleta ko, maybe bring their family member, and you come, the three of you sit and you have ask for a mediation, so that maybe that udia won't be muntu bambi abantu balomfako ensoninga wachita involve bambi abantu. If you involve somebody else, they were like, oh, number well, you are not answering or you are not paying.
Exactly.
Can I add, or maybe a question, like off topic, and we've talked about this. Say Winnie comes to my house and I don't know the sun breaks my TV.
Yay.
Should I ask you to pay for it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm letting my son run around.
It's true.
Unruly. So my son is under my charge.
Exactly.
So yeah. And yes, I should be able to replace that valuable.
Some people think, like, even about the car, we talked about it. You're driving my car, you get into an accident. My deductible is $500. You're going to pay that. You need to pay the deductible $500. Is that? I think that's only fair.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier in the show. Sometimes people genuinely forget.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Maybe especially if it's one of those situations where a friend uses a credit card. It's not hard cash that was actually, right? Send a reminder. Send a reminder. If somebody owes you money, you'll be surprised by saying that, oh, man, sorry now. But if you send a reminder and they're still not doing anything about it, my friend, file a lawsuit.
You know what? Even better, just write a small little note to say, I need my money back, and slide it under the door. Because they're in the house, they're not answering the door. So slide it so they know that you actually went to their house to try and get your money.
Send them a Rihanna song too.
Also, guys, if I went to Winnie and said, Winnie, can you, my phone bill, phone bill today, right? Can you please pay for me $150? And Winnie's phone bill is due on Friday. I will give you the money back on Tuesday. Winnie is giving me that money out of love.
Yes.
Right.
She's not giving me the money because she has. The $150 she has is for her to pay her phone bill on Friday. So if Tuesday comes and I don't have money for Winnie, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to have the money. I don't have money. So Winnie can now make plan B. I'm putting Winnie in an awkward position because by Friday, they're going to disconnect her phone. So sometimes when we take things or we give you money, it's out of love. It's not like we have
excess
money that we can give you. It's because when now your problem is right now. Now my problem is next week. So if you don't have genuinely, Irene, I could not. I thought Nelly she didn't give me the money. Please forgive me. Then Irene can make plan B.
It's true. That's a very good point, Priska. You know, be true to your word. When you do borrow, like we said at the beginning, we've reached a point where we've needed help from somebody.
Yes.
I've had, you know, my brother Anthony in New York, bless you, love you, bro. He's paid my mortgage before.
Yeah.
You know, when I've fallen on hard times, 3 months, and paid a mortgage. And, you know, I just said, I don't know when I'm going to have it, but when I have it, I will pay you. And I did. And, you know, we have such a healthy financial relationship that when I need money, I can run to him and vice versa.
Exactly.
We don't have a problem. The best way to create a healthy financial relationship with your friends and family, communicate often. Like
Yep.
Priska said, if you said in Kalipiramu June, you know that it's May, the money you're expecting to get in May does not come. Communicate and say, you know what?
True.
I know I'm supposed to pay you in June, but it knowledge to expect payments. It hasn't
Actually.
come when I expected it.
Yeah.
I may be late. You know, somebody will understand. Then we get if you Z, you know, no.
Ero denga yaise yaine ero wafurwa no kufurwa.
I also
Oh,
want
that's
to
a good
add
one. That's a good one.
Don't buy things you cannot afford with money you don't have to impress people you don't really, 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 really like.
Yeah.
Hey. That's a good one. Yeah.
That is
So,
true.
Priska, you were gonna say?
I wanted to add on what you said, like friendship and money. There's some friends that we have great friendship relationships with. We talked about mortgage. Tandy paid a car note for me 2 months, and Maud as well, my friend Maud. So we have, when they know Priska really needs it. I just started my business. It was a hard time. And I cried that day. I was dropping my daughter off at school, and she just sent me a Zelle $600. I called her. I was like, what is if she said, you're stupid? You know you need that money, right? Take it and go and pay your take it and go and pay your car note. The next month, Tandy, I was talking to her. She was like, you sound down. I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to pay my car note. She just said, what is your account number? She sent me $2,000, guys. Give it to me when you're ready. So we do have some friends that are really, really there for you, and you have a great financial relationship.
Yeah.
Me, I had that when I was sick. I didn't work for 2 years. That's the reason why I'm a big giver. I always say that because I was given for 2 years that I wasn't working. My food was coming to the door because I was sick, so they couldn't come inside, most of them. They'll just call me and say there's food at the door. I had somebody pay my phone bill for 2 years. I didn't even touch it. They were just paying my phone bill at T-Mobile for 2 years. Sometimes you find my account has $80, $100, $150. So I didn't lack. So when I was okay, I needed to give back. So you should know. Don't come after me at Pantarin Arapir.
It's a credibility that we built with these people.
Yeah.
Again, it comes where ways of respect and ways of trust.
Yeah.
Because I know if I pay a car note for Priska, when Priska has and I need my mortgage paid myself, she will give me. So that relationship, don't just, when somebody gives you $100 to make beats, why can't I pay $100? You don't even know there's more where the $100 comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
Like people just feel entitlement, but what you guys said, Priska and Irene, is really good. Guys, Nelly said perfect. We've asked, we've borrowed. I think here is a financial relationship. Those are very important things because you need a midnight friend. You need to know uyunga nampela akambwesha regardless whenever time. Not for my guys, so let's learn to do that.
And besides that, we don't want to get to a point where we have to confiscate your valuables in your house because you borrowed. I don't have room for anything that's garbage in my house. Everything is designated in my house. I don't have time to go pay back.
That's funny. But yeah, this has been a great discussion, ladies. So Priska, to close us out of the discussion.
Lesson learned. Blessed is the hand that gives. Determine the reason why Ule Kongola and know that you'll be able to pay. And be true to yourself, like Irene said. You borrow money to buy things to please people that you don't even like. Inga said it last week, live within your means. If you cannot, life still goes on.
Absolutely.
So for me, those of you that owe me money, there's 1,000, there's 125.
Yay!
There's Yamaband, all you people, please just give me my money back. And those that I owe, I'm sorry, I genuinely forgot.
And for those of you that
guys, we love you, and this is my take for this discussion this week.
Winnie, what's your last take on this?
Ine, but I never nanje Kongorako. And that's it. Have a healthy relationship when it comes to money because you don't want to break the friendship. 75 cents. Because
30 pieces of silver, Winnie.
30 pieces of silver. 30
3
pieces.
or 30, yeah.
3.
Vanessa,
It's the same thing. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but let's have impia, guys, impia shivi. It breaks friendship, family. So go Kongo, just know abanga number Kongo. This is my sister and the Kongola Konai, never get some Kongola. Even if the Kongola, but now we should back up so you don't break that friendship. Just because you want to buy a car because somebody else have a car. Wabika your children under Corrado, you should stop muleke. Just go find money somewhere.
And for those that borrow money in the name of I want to start a little business, every time defa koka business is someone for 3,000, you don't have a business plan. You know very well you're going to fail. So what makes you think I should take my 3,000 and give you? Anyways, I'm not giving you nothing. So
all right. All right, guys. So in conclusion, one of the things we want to leave you with is a movie of the week. This is a good family movie you can watch on Netflix. It's called True Spirit. It's about grit, determination, love, and self-perseverance. So go out, enjoy that with your family, especially if you have young children. That's a good one. And please don't forget to join us next week on the Insaka Talk Show. We shall be talking about fake it till you make it. And interestingly, I saw a comment from Wenya. I saw a comment from Wenya Monday that says, "Our Mkwai will continue to fake it until we make it." So, fake it till you make it. Muke, the next weekend, we shall be talking about faking it till you make it.
And I'll give you tips on that day how you can fake it until you make it.
All right.
I'll tell them.
You'll be giving us tips, yeah.
All of them. I'll give you tips, all of you guys.
Okay.
All right. We love you so much. This has been the Insaka Talk Show. Thank you for joining us and spending time with us. See you next week at the same time.
Thank you.